All right, we tried to figure out every way we can determine who is going to be the champion golfer this year at the US Open. The 18th green behind me, someone's going to win here on Sunday. We don't know the identity of that person, but the best we can do is try to create our best composite golfer. And I'm joined by Michael Breed to be able to do that. Who is going to be that golfer in the best ways possible in all the different aspects of the game to be able to do this?
Well, before I get to my answer to those questions, I need to bring in a little help. We got a team here going. I got to bring my friend. Where's my friend? Hallie Ledbetter. There she is.
There you are.
There's my friend.
There we go.
We got a social distance. Okay. All right. Driving the golf ball.
Well, let's start with driving. And the #1 driver, according to the stats of the last 3 US Opens, is Rory McIlroy. Do you agree?
Rory's a great driver of the golf ball, but he's not the guy that I think is the best driver in the US Open. That one is DJ. Now, why? If you go statistically back to 2013, he hasn't been outside of the top 11 in strokes gained off the tee. And another really important statistic is carry yardage. He's 6th on tour in carry yardage, and that's going to be vital here at Winged Foot.
All right, let's talk about who is best with the iron. Iron. In the last 3 US Opens, that player has been Brian Harman, at least the best in terms of the players that are in this field. Do you agree with that?
Scott, you know I love you, but I will tell you this. There's
I feel
only
the love.
one guy right here. Hallie, there it is. Do you even need to have this conversation? Tiger Woods is the best iron player forever. It's not even close. I'm with you, Brian said 3 good, but Tiger has 3 US Opens amongst 15 majors. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great to go on a limb there for your
That's
composite
me.
golfer.
Yeah, that's a really thick limb. I'm out on it.
So who's going to be the best player around the greens? And the stats say, well, it's Steve Stricker in terms of the players that are in the field this week. But third, in a close third, is Patrick Reed. So do you like Patrick Reed as the best short game around?
Listen, I love Patrick Reed, but I love lefty Phil Mickelson. Need I say more? Look, I know he hasn't won a US Open just yet, but he loves the New York area. He won at Baltusrol with some impressive short game. He's comfortable in this environment. He gave it away in '06, but he has 3 runner-ups in the US Open in the New York area. He's comfortable with the grasses. I like lefty, just me.
Well, if that's the case, our composite golfer has to have the short so he can show off those calves for lefty, right?
That's exactly right.
All right, now that we're around the greens, let's get on the greens. Who's the best player in terms of putting thus far in the last 3 US Opens? Well, the answer to that question is Xander Schauffele. Xander has been the best. Do you agree with that assessment?
Xander's been great, and a lot of people love him this week. But you know who I like? World #2. That guy.
Rambo.
It says Rambo. Yeah, I love that guy. You know why? Because he's exquisite from 4 to 8 feet. That's going to be an incredibly important statistic. You know where he is in that? Yeah, he's 6th on tour from 4 to 8 feet in putting.
I love you using the word exquisite. That is just,
You know what? I can't spell it, but I can use it.
All right, so the US Open's always a mental test. Who's the best player? We can't measure that, but who's the best player you think in terms of the mental game?
So look, the mental game is a really important part of this, and you have to find somebody who's got a positive attitude, a positive outlook on life. Hallie, yes, get stuck in the web. That's Webb Simpson. That guy has a nightmare, and it's a great dream. This guy is always thinking positive, and I can tell you, I've known him for a long time. The guy, he's the second coming of Chip Beck. He's never had a bad day, kind of like me.
Okay, so we've got everything looks pretty good with the composite golf. So who do you think is going to be the winner? Is it one of those guys?
It's one of those guys. It's actually, we've talked about both of those guys, because you know me, I can't just go to one. It's
Pick
kinda like,
one!
I can't do that. I gotta have the guy who I like, and then there's gonna be a guy who's kind of a dark horse. So, I go to my friend, Hallie. It's Rahman Reed. That's right, it's a law firm. I love John Rahm. This is a guy who is going to have a fantastic, drives the ball great, great iron player, high apex, great carry distance, wonderful putter. We've talked about it. I love him. But don't forget about Patrick Reed. The guy's a wonderful putter. He loves it up here in the Northeast. He plays great on these grasses. Hallie, by the way, you have been, how about a little for Hallie Ledbetter? Wonderful work there. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the work, because we have finally created the perfect golfer.